Oh, I turned the zero off. Oh, I used the wrong settings, so I didn't turn it off.
Let me just make sure that's going. Cool. Okay, we're good. I'm going to do the intro. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the postseason press conference for Beach Ball Season 5. We got a few members of the team here. You can see their names on screen. Ain't that fancy? Corey is walking home from class, apparently, so he'll be here eventually, probably. I don't know. Either way, we have a few questions prepared for these folks. Unfortunate that Corey couldn't be here. For the most part, I'm going to try and stick to the serious questions to start, and then like towards the end, if you guys want, we can go towards like the more memey questions, but I'd like to actually get some serious questions in there. I guess Pichu can answer this first question and Corey can like circle back around to it afterwards. But we have one meme question that I'm going to use to bounce off into a more serious question. So I guess I'll ask the meme part first. Why wasn't Reborn your first pick?
Because he stinks. I don't know.
Okay.
I could answer that. I actually can't
Good
answer
answer.
that.
Good
I can
answer.
answer that.
Reborn hates me.
And so we
Corey
picked
really
someone
wanted
who
to get-
stinks more.
A main tank first round.
But we should have.
He was-
Because, yeah, I think we should have. I think if we got Reborn first instead of stuff, we would win. The whole
This would not
thing.
be the first time that people have openly flamed others in the press conference. Cough Advanced Division. So I mean, shit, it's up to you.
Well, there is a video in Beach Ball of someone banning someone. Not gonna say
Whoa.
names, but I will say it was me banning Craig.
Anonymous.
I think it's pretty well known. We're not quiet about it.
Yeah,
Not-
pretty
We
not
much.
at
were.
all.
For the, I think
If
I think we did a good job of waiting till the end of the season.
If
Okay.
you
Yeah.
read Luca's Twitlonger, you know exactly.
Oh, Lucas Twitlonger is fire. That shit is
It's great.
banger.
Yeah. I agree with everything.
I was like a happy fucking parent seeing my kid on like getting the training wheels off of their bike for the first time.
That was a genuine thesis of just pure rage.
It was, yeah, that was like
That was
real.
great.
That was the realest shit I've ever
Yeah.
read.
See, my favorite part was that it was like almost entirely drunken and incoherent right up until the Craig part where it got seriously sober. So I
Yeah.
was
I
like,
was
I-
I had to try so hard to not make any mistakes.
I have
Actually,
to
by
ask,
the way-
like, did you write the Craig part first and then just like binge drink
No.
afterwards to forget it, or like, did
No,
you
I
just
think I
sober up?
sobered. I think I sobered up while typing everything else.
Poller's on our team, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah. You had to accept the invite because stage chat's dumb. There we go.
Thanks.
Welcome, Polar.
Oh hey, Corey.
Corey's here.
Corey,
Corey's not
yeah.
an
Corey's
excellent-
here.
Perfect.
But yeah,
timing.
don't.
He's raising his
oh,
hand.
No, oh,
Oh.
man.
He
Oh.
can't
Come
raise his
on.
hand. I have to invite him because I don't want to. Everyone who's joining now, if you want to ask questions on top of like the prepared ones, pre-submitted ones, just use them in the stage text chat. I'll be looking at that on my second monitor.
Ugh.
But otherwise,
Yeah.
I guess Corey, you can expand on this question if you want. So like, what was like your plan going into the draft, right? Because obviously you picked up
Mhm.
Craig and then like Doc, Luca, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, what was your plan? I think during the draft, if I remember back like 3 months ago, it was like a mix of people that you knew from here versus like BPL.
Yeah. So first off, for the draft, I was on the train, so I was sending my picks to Kern with like 1 bar of connection, barely. So like some of the backups that we got were like different. I don't have any regrets about that. But as far as the draft went, like I got Pichu as captain because like I'm friends with Pichu. Pichu's good. Then I went for like people that I didn't necessarily know too well. Like I scouted Craig, Doc, who I had no idea who they were. Well, I knew who Craig was, but yeah, so I thought that they were pretty good.
Not well enough.
You didn't know his inner motives.
I was skipping over that a little bit. So
I mean, they already put
Also,
him on
I'd-
blast slightly.
Wait, we
so-
already gonna.
also I just ran home. But so anyways, yeah, let's see. We drafted like Doc and Craig were people I didn't know too much about. Luca has improved a lot. He was on Primal in what was that, Flux Cup? And I coached him and I was like, he's pretty good, so I got him. Panero was on the bench, so He's the bench, and he's good. Creo, that was a Kern pick, and that was a really good pick by Kern because I love Creo. And then
Okay. That's
Creamer-
too nice.
I'm a
did some
Creo
good
lover.
stuff.
Can we
But-
like bench him?
Yeah, as
Yeah,
far as
you
the
mentioned
draft went, I went in. We had like a good draft plan, but it was like there are some teams that like they pick up a group of people, or like there are some people that know each other. Ours was like mashing together a bunch of Legos like randomly. That was our draft plan. Like not randomly, but it was not really any pre-existing stuff. It was kind of just like trying to get a bunch of people and coming together. And believe it or not, it didn't work. It didn't work, guys.
It worked
It
out.
worked-
That
it worked for a while.
sucks.
Yeah,
Like the
I
first
mean,
half.
There was a tournament we won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
It's because Creamer played.
This is true.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
so speaking
No,
Creamer
Creamer-
carried.
Creamer set up the momentum.
Creamer
Yeah.
is just a morale boost. That is it.
And that's all we needed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's true.
And the reverse sweep, and then nobody was excited that we reverse swept.
And Kern was mad. We
Yeah,
weren't
we
excited.
were just I don't know. We were playing for so long.
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of leads into another one of the questions that we had, which was after winning that first mid-season tournament, you guys seem to like have fallen off a cliff in terms of performance. Like obviously you struggled a lot in the second half of the season, and then playoffs unfortunately dropped out, which we'll get to the more specific reasons for that. But I mean, like, what happened inside of the team after you guys won that first tournament?
Oh boy. I think the next game right after that was Louisiana, right? Was that
Yeah.
immediately after?
I can
Yeah,
check.
Craig couldn't make it to that game. So we got Gabe. We all love Gabe. Gabe is hot guy, 69.
Real.
And
I
Specifically.
thought it was hot boy.
It
maybe
is.
it is.
It's
Oh,
boy.
my
It
bad.
is
I'm
boy.
a fake fan.
Of
Oh,
course.
it should be
But-
man. Cool.
So
Go
we
on, go on.
No.
Yeah, so we played Gabe for that game, and it was fun. Like comps were fine, and like we all had fun regardless of like whatever. But I mean we lost that game, unfortunate. But then next week, Craig didn't show up to warm up, so we played Gabe. And that caused some issues. So after that, Craig kind of ghosted us for like a week because we played Gabe.
You mind if I elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what we did during the season, I don't have the schedule up, but I'm pretty sure we beat the bottom teams and we won the tournament. We beat the bottom teams because we had mechanically gifted players, but we were never good as a team because I made the mistake of keeping Craig, who was like he couldn't work like with the team. And I take responsibility for that. But we beat the bottom teams. We won the tournament because Craig showed up a completely different person. And we were just,
Yeah,
we were
that-
clicking.
Yeah, that
That was,
tournament,
like-
he wasn't Craig. He was someone else. Like his big brother
And-
was there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, what the robot said.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, wow, we can win the finals. We are really good. And then that stuff happened where
we got
Craig
baited.
couldn't go to one game. Then he didn't show up to the warm up for the next one. So we played Gabe. Then he ghosted. And I knelt down on his doorstep and I basically worked through it with him to come back. And I regret that because we just needed a split. We needed a split from that. I didn't realize it at the time because we won that tournament. I was holding on to that for so long. And then we won one more game against what was it, Engage again? And then we lost in the playoffs and then we didn't want to show up because the team was interesting. It was very interesting, Acronator.
I've never had a breakdown mid-game until I played with Craig.
Yeah, I've been able to play with awful people, really annoying people, but after a few weeks of that, I couldn't. I'd like to elaborate on what happened earlier. We had the same level of team play. I think we had week 1 or week 2. It just never got better.
Yeah, like the finals thing, I literally could not play with the team anymore. It was insane. Craig admitted to throwing.
Oh yeah, and he also said
Yeah.
what he was gonna play. He whispered it to the enemy team before the game as well.
Yeah, he was hard throwing our finals. It was
Yeah.
quite honestly insane. I remember I had to leave voice chat because I couldn't listen to him cry about playing Orisa. because
Okay.
I like went to the management chat. I'm like, hey, so should we just like go like Route 66 and play double shield? And everyone's like, yeah, that's like your best bet probably. So we do that. I go back to the team chat and I'm like, hey, I knew this. I knew it wasn't gonna go well. Craig hates Orisa. Like, it's just facts. He hates it. So I said that, and you immediately go, no, I'll leave. I'll leave right now if I have to play Orisa. So.
By the way,
yeah.
if you didn't catch it during that, our management, I wasn't there for that game, but the people that were like coaches and managers were in a different chat because they could not deal with it. The
Yeah.
team was just not able to, like, it was not good. And another
Yeah.
story to kind of paint the picture of what happened day to day. We were playing on Lijiang Tower, and Craig pins in a lot on Ryan, right? So I told him after the map, I was like, so Craig, honestly, 50% of your pins are good and 50% throw fights. You just need to choose how you pin better. And he was
That
like,
was generous.
remember what I said? And I was like, what? And he was like, you can't talk about my shatters or pins unless you can bench more than me.
I have
And
that
I was
clipped.
I think he was being serious
See,
too.
Oh, I remember you complained about that. I think in DMs with me, was it? Something.
Probably.
I remember you said
have
that,
it
and
clipped.
I said this in staff chats. I think in a VC with like Corbs and someone else, and we all laughed about it. But I was like, "Bro, you can't open yourself up like that." I was like, "Sure, I can bench more than you. I can bench your entire ass, or something like that." It's like,
Oh,
bro,
that is funny.
like that
Here,
was
wait,
the
I have it,
perfect setup.
Yeah.
like
Dang.
Play it on the video.
I know. I think he's
Yeah,
like
Akari, I have a gift
5'5",
for you.
so it
A
definitely
gift?
could have maybe
Yeah, is
happened.
it
Yeah, a
possible
gift.
to like?
He's
Is it
5'5"?
possible to like tie that in?
I'll open that on my phone so I don't show it to. Oh, Crystal's here. Oh wait, no, Crystal's not on your team. Never mind.
No.
I get confused.
Still rank for us. They're cool.
So I guess
Yeah, that was
You
a
can
good
kind of
day.
skip to the end dish, and it's where he says it. It's so funny. It's actually insane. I remember my jaw just dropped when I heard that.
So I guess
I was in
that's,
awe too.
Corey like stopped for a second. He had to register what he said, and then he goes, "I'm the manager." Like I think Corey was in shock. That was insane.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
In fairness to him, that's a crazy comeback.
Yeah,
Because we already
crazy's
lost
one
the
way to
fight.
put it, Kriya.
Like,
Yeah.
No, I
as you
would
were
say it's a
respawning.
real comeback.
But what I will say is the
I
fight
just
that
can't believe that.
like we got it to 99 and then they were coming into stall. We got very split and our focus was split.
Did someone
What?
say that he's
Yeah,
5'5"?
you can't criticize my pins or
He's
shadows
That's
because
cool.
you can bench more.
Cole is 5'5.5".
No,
Oh.
no, he like one day when I was DMing him, he said he was 5'8".
Fucking Goomba sound that
That's
guy.
irrelevant.
Okay, but
It's,
anyway,
it's so relevant.
No
Yeah.
personal attacks, beach ball. Stand
anyways,
down.
Oh, my bad. That's on me.
Right, continuing on with that, I guess, line of questions, and this is kind of more towards like the management, I guess, but like, why didn't anyone just hard bench Craig if he was gonna be that uncooperative?
I think it's kind of.
We
I think it
invested
kind of
too
falls
much
back.
time into it.
Yeah, I think it just
I
falls
think-
back to what Corey said earlier.
Yeah.
Like we
No,
were really
but-
holding on to like the fact that like he acted so fucking normal. Like that dude, the tournament game, I've never seen him act more normal. And I don't know if it was that game, but there was a game or like a scrim where Craig was like, "Oh, sorry, that was on me." That was the most insane thing I've ever heard him say. I actually stopped and Corey and I whispered each other about it because we've never heard him blame himself. It was quite unreal.
Yeah, and to be honest, so the timeline of what happened was we had Craig. It was like, this is chill, whatever. But actually, no. First week, we were like, we
Oh,
might
we
need to
talked
get
to
somebody
him.
else. Yeah, we
We
talked to
talked
him,
to him
and he was like,
first.
sorry, I've just been working and stuff. And we were like, okay, whatever. Then it kept happening, and we were like, okay, we might need to trade. So we were thinking of like trading for Gabe or trading for somebody else, getting a free agent, whatever. Then that
Nobody
kind of-
wanted to trade though, like a real
No.
trade.
No, we could have gotten a trade, but I didn't actually do
I don't
that
think
yet.
if
No.
it's the trade I'm thinking of, I don't think it was worth.
No, I put Crake on the trade block, but people DM me, and I did it as a joke. That was the
Yeah,
fir-
first
like,
it was a
the
joke.
first day. But yeah, so that happened, and like we won the tournament, so I was like, okay, that kind of went on the back burner. Then he was being weird, and we were not doing well in scrims and not doing well as a team. So we had Gabe on the roster. That's why we got Gabe in the first place. So then, while we had Gabe, I think we traded a repick for Gabe or a repick for Polar. Either way, we were like, okay, maybe we can play Gabe. Craig couldn't be there for a game. Perfect. We're gonna try Gabe here, see how it works. We barely lost, and we were like, okay, we kind of have a disconnect. I think that somehow we work better with Craig. Next week, Craig doesn't show up for warm up, so we try Gabe again, lose 0-3. Okay.
I
Somehow
also
we work-
asked. Wait, I want to in a quick tangent. I asked. I was one of the people that asked if Gabe could play. Him not showing up to warm up was not like the only reason, because Craig had been just like awful in scrims that week as well. It
He
was
would have
just,
still
like,
played in the game if he showed up to warm up though.
Yeah.
But
It continued.
anyways, that happened, and then we were like, okay, we need Craig to win. And then by the end, it was like, okay, we're not winning no matter what, because at that point, like Doc said, we put too much time into it. I had the benefit of the doubt. I gave him so many chances, and it just paid off terribly.
Not so much a question, but I guess a statement as someone who's coached a bunch of like Masters teams and like Diamond teams. But you guys are really nice. Like I would have benched his ass so hard back when I was a coach. Like if you want to play games, you're gonna play games on the bench, buddy. But
I don't know.
from what I've seen, of course I haven't heard his side of the story, but I've seen enough videos and screenshots to be like, okay,
It
he
was-
definitely
Oh,
did
I have
some
more.
stuff.
I don't know if he
I have
has a
more.
side of the story.
His
Like-
side of the story is just like pictures of like his statistics on his like weightlifting.
It's a bench press video. It's nothing else than bench press.
Or, Akari, he egoed client. I don't know. He egoed client.
Oh my
I don't
god,
know.
that was hilarious.
I don't know like how else to word it. He egoed fucking clear.
Yeah, I think there was another instance. It wasn't necessarily egoing like this. This was egoing clear, but there was another point where we were talking about VOD reviewing our ball, and we were in the call
The
like
red-
after the game, and me and like Clear and a few other people. And Clear was still with the team. He couldn't stand Craig, so he stopped coaching. By the way, so that's one thing. But we were in there, and I was like, "Could you do a VOD review of like our ball and like so we can go over it because we're not really good at it?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." Then like 20 minutes later, Craig DM'd me. He was like, "I can get my old coach to give us a VOD review on ball if you want." And then he like sent me his Reddit username. And like, first off, I don't know the coach, so I'm not going to say anything about the coach. But like, we just talked to the tier 3 player, really good coach that knows how
Highest
ball
earning.
comp works, highest earning of like the fall or
you.
whatever. And yeah, and then Craig was like, "Yeah, I'm going to get this guy that used to coach me," because the guy that used to coach him, he's probably getting him to agree with him. Like, I don't know. You don't need to get an outside coach if you're right.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
So
He
he
was-
wouldn't really take coaching because if it wasn't his Reddit guy, it wasn't worth his time.
Another thing was he was also trying to pick out lineups. Like, I think at the end of the season we were playing me and Zim because Craig like wanted us as his backline, which is kind of troll. Like,
No. Corey didn't listen to Craig.
No.
That's not
me
the
when
whole
me,
reason.
me when Craig types, "Why is Korea not in brackets as per my contract?" As per
So-
your contract, you're on the team.
What happened
Agreed.
basically for
Craig
the
gets to
Zim
play under
trade,
my contract.
that was kind of brought up. So like we traded for Zim because Luca wasn't going to be able to make it for a game or so, and then Zim has been on teams with Craig, so we realized that like he
Maybe
acted a
it will
little more
fix him.
normal with Zim in, but then like it didn't matter. So yeah,
Okay, I'm sorry.
I made very, very many mistakes, and I'm very open to that. But that being said, I can say as much as I want about Craig.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to like describe Craig. Imagine you all call out that like the enemy team has shatter and he pins in and then he goes, "Where's my team?" Like
Yeah,
you just pinned into a shatter. And like now we're all on our backs. What do you mean where is your team? We are on the floor. We are dead.
and he says no words. We'll jump like on dive. He'll say no words, jump in, die, and say hello.
Hello?
So
Where's my
that,
team?
so that kind of answers another question that was
Mhm.
submitted anonymously, which was what is your favorite quote and why is it hello?
Hello? That was
Who put
probably
that?
my reborn. That was totally reborn.
I don't
That
know.
No,
is
my-
my
I think
reborn
They didn't
quote.
put their name.
I counted one time when I was on the bench for one game. I counted how many times he said hello in like one map, and I think it was like 6 or 7 times. It was
I think
hilarious.
it
that
was
was-
12 in like one round.
No, you-
in the
you
finals.
said it- In the finals,
Can't-
yeah, we
I can't
told
remember
you
what it
to count,
was.
and it was.
I can't remember.
15. It was 15.
15.
15. That's what
I,
it was.
I didn't remember. That's
But like
hilarious.
also in the finals, I'm like just dead set fucking sure he was trolling.
No, he was. He
He
DM'd
probably
Duck
was.
and said, "I'm
He
gonna
probably
lock
was.
hog and throw" or something like that.
Yeah, that made me want to just leave the game like first right off the bat. We never played hog in like any scrim. One scrim where everyone was trolled and played hog. That was about it. But he
It
just
wasn't even him
actually
on hog.
okay,
You were on hog
there's
in that scrim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was on hog. Yeah. And in the beginning of the map, he was like, "Oh, no managers are here. Okay, we're going sig hog." I was like, "What?"
Oh,
And I'm right
That-
there. I'm like,
That's dumb.
"No, we're gonna go the sig ball." And he wouldn't
That-
listen. I was so
that-
defeated.
that was another thing too. He would always complain about like not many managers or coaches showing up to stuff when he was the reason. And also, he would complain when we schedule a scrim for like a Tuesday, and the day of on Tuesday, people DM me say like, "Oh, something came up. I'm not able to make it." So I'm like, "Okay, we still have a
Which he did
scrim. I'm gonna
twice
get
last
ringers."
minute.
Yeah, he did that too. But he would complain when he would get to the scrim and we would have like not our starting lineup. He's like, "I just don't understand why we schedule scrims when we don't have our starters." It's like, I scheduled the scrim 5 days ago, and now people can't make it. I'm not gonna cancel.
He
But
did that twice,
you-
and they were like all last minute.
He was the manager of the team, basically, in his eyes.
Yeah. We should have just made him the manager.
He is the
Yeah.
main character. Don't mess.
So I guess
Yeah.
as a question to like the players here, were any of those last minute withdrawals from the scrims due to the obvious, or was it like actual legitimate stuff? I know there's at least a few starters here. That
Oh,
could
no,
Mine
say
was
yes.
once.
Yeah, I
One
know
time-
somebody could say yes.
Yeah, my internet went out once, and I was like, I was actually really fucking happy because the scrim was going so bad. I was getting a headache from Craig, and my power went out because it was storming really hard, and it came back up like 5 minutes later, and I lied. I told him that my internet was still out, and I just didn't come back. I went to sleep.
No,
I
you
left
DM'd me.
like a
You said
scrim
my
at 5
connection
because I was just so upset.
Yeah,
one time.
I told
Yeah.
Corey. Yeah, Luca rage quit a scrim because of Craig, which is like, I felt bad because at first I was like, we're not scrimming. We're just, I don't know. Like, I was like kind of flaming the team at the scrim, so I felt bad, but then I realized, no, it's because of Craig.
Mhm. I think
Okay.
for the most part, besides that, like unless there are situations that I didn't know about, but it was mostly like Pichu, and I think like that time when Luca left and told me he was like complaining about Craig. But other than that, it was just like, I don't know, people would come and suffer. So shout out to you guys, because I would show up and suffer too, right with you.
Worth.
Yeah, when my power went out, I was not coming back. I felt like it was like a fucking gift from the gods.
The real championship are the friends that we made along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, I might just be stupid or self-centered, but I just never was thinking about any of this.
Yeah, you focused on the grind. Shout out
Yeah,
to you.
Creo
Yeah.
lives in his
Yeah.
own world. It's so fucking dope.
Creo got so much. Creo just like improved so much over the season. He's a fucking maniac.
Yeah,
Shout out
Creo
to
got signed to the
Creo.
championship, a shock.
No, Creo
Like,
was like Craig's friend. Like he put up with that more than us, cause he would like talk and like play with Craig outside of scrims and shit. That's insane to me.
That's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna. lie.
Oh, speaking of like playing with Craig outside of scrim, we all queued comp one time,
Oh.
and
This
so
is the peach.
we were doing a bit where I was Craig and he was me. So I was on ball, and I don't know if Craig realized, but everything I was saying, it was like kind of flaming him. I was serious. Like that was me letting out my anger of Craig. That one time we all played comp, I was like, "Hello, where's my team?" Like I was just acting just like him. It was just the realest thing. It was like therapy for me because I needed that. He thought I was joking, but I was serious. It was insane.
So what I'm hearing through all of this is that Craig was the most influential member of the team this season.
What?
Yeah.
What makes you say
You could
that?
say that.
Probably.
I think he's our best member.
Yeah,
So you've been lying for the past 20 minutes.
he's still on
Oh.
the team.
I didn't say why he was the best member. I
He's
said
the best.
He could be
he's
the
the
best
best-
member for like
sorry.
tilting teammates. You know?
He's the best because he can bench the most. That's why. That's what
Oh
he's the best.
yeah.
I mean, like
He's better than all of us.
he was mechanically good. He just wasn't aware of what his team was doing.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna flame him, but he was not that mechanically good.
On ball, he was at least. Like,
That's where I disagree though.
So
okay.
his ball, like he was okay at ball, like what to do in engages, but he would never be on the same page as the rest of his team. And
Yeah, that's
Like-
what I meant with team awareness.
we also had like, you know, Elizu, who's a pretty good main tank player that could not. I don't think Crake listened to a single bit of coaching the entire season.
Yeah, Cole would be like, I'm not coming to scrim, or Elizu would like be like, I'm not coming to scrim at all because Craig's just not gonna listen. So what's the point of me wasting my time?
Yeah.
Nobody could get a leash on him.
Yeah, it is quite honestly unreal.
He's unstoppable. Kind of Chad, actually.
He's his own force.
Well, is there other stuff that we can talk about other than Crake? I feel
Yeah,
like
this
Yeah.
is
A lot-
like the
this is
roast.
where we're dogpiling on him.
A
I
lot
mean, it's the
of
only
the,
interesting thing that's happened in beach ball.
Well,
But-
yeah, me and Doc have to go soon. So is there any other questions we could help answer?
Let's see. A
Nobody
lot of
asked
the
me a
I
extra
think
question.
I think
questions
there's
are
one
memes.
specific to those two. I don't know how I know, but there's one.
Oh, you
Oh,
don't
if
know.
you want to do that
Is
one.
it? I'm
so-
guessing it's why are you so handsome and attractive, and how are you just the best player in the world? I can answer that for you
How
perfectly.
does he actually guess? How does he actually
It
guess?
was
It
actually
started out
pretty close.
2003, Northwest England in a hospital. Okay.
2002. Fuck, man, I feel old. I remember that year like it was yesterday. Not really, but I was in like fucking 3rd grade.
Remember going to middle school?
But,
Not quite. I was a few years out from middle school. I'm only 26. I'm not that old. You're all just fucking young.
What's the
but
question?
The question,
Yeah, what's-
word for word, is why are Luca and Doc such handsome young men? From Cryo.
That's a great question.
Well, Luca, answer.
Well, me and Doc, we're just like of a different cut, of a different breed. We have good
Yeah,
skin
you are.
routines.
And you
Thanks,
tell us
Corey.
about your
Wrong.
Thanks, Corey.
skincare
Yeah, Corey
routine.
agrees with me, guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
of course.
That's so cool.
Here's actually.
Is there any other? Can we do? Is there any like other general questions that we can answer as a team before we go?
No serious questions. Like literally all of them were alluding to Craig. There is another one that I just have to read because I had a stroke trying to read it the first time. I don't know who submitted it, but why didn't Doc gets MVP?
Wait, that's a good question.
Because the community didn't
Very
vote
good.
for him enough. I voted for him. I think everybody
I
here
voted
voted
for
for him.
Is
Doc.
that
I
my
voted for
question?
It's a- I
Kramer,
don't
why do you
know.
type like that?
Kramer, what is?
I think I remember doing something like that, but I don't remember why it didn't.
That is the only question asking that, so maybe.
It doesn't
Kramer, are you
help when
drunk
you
or
aren't on a good team. That's all I'm gonna say. If the team's not doing well, then it doesn't help.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
what's that
very
supposed
true.
to mean?
It's
It
supposed to
means
mean our
exactly
team
what
got
he said.
ruined by an. Okay, wait, I gotta watch what I say. Our team got ruined by a certain individual.
Be nice.
So,
Who are you talking about? I don't know.
Actually, I can look that up. if
talking
you
about
go
Corey,
back.
I hate Corey. Grr.
Yeah, we actually all hate each other.
Yeah,
missed
this
one
is all
thing.
a ploy.
I think I honestly would have ghosted the team just like Craig did if Corey wasn't the manager.
Yeah.
Like I only tried to like keep a positive mental the whole way just because like Corey's like my friend and like I wouldn't do that to him. But god damn it, I really wanted to. I think
was,
during
like,
the
at work.
finals, yeah, I think like during the finals, we have a group chat that just like happens to be like the managers of beach ball. During the finals, I was just like spamming like I just don't want to be here. It was kind of
Alright.
depressing looking back
Hold
on
up
it.
just a second. You say the finals. We were not in the damn finals.
Or I don't know, like the whatever
Playoffs,
we were
playoffs.
playoffs. Yeah.
In the first
I don't
round.
mean finals. I mean like the whole tournament
First
before the
round.
finals.
A little
Yeah,
bit
that's
off
what I
there.
meant. I just forgot what they're called. So I just said like the
We actually
finals.
And
won.
then I wasn't gonna be able to make our next game because I wanted to go out drinking. So we were just like, okay.
Yeah.
call it.
He was
I-
gonna be
I remember-
he
I
was
was so
gonna be hungover
happy.
if we played.
So in the chat, or I don't remember where it was, but Doc said like, I can make it, but I think I could play, but I think you guys should be good, so I'm not gonna show up. And I told him, don't show up. This does not matter. And
Yeah.
I was putting together a team to like have fun, and then everybody was just like, we are not gonna have fun, and I was like, understood.
Yeah, I told Corey like
What
to
a play.
as soon as like the playoffs ended, I was like telling Corey like please end it. Like I'm not going back into that team. I won't play again.
Yeah, Polar would have had his first map on the team. That would have been exciting.
Yeah.
We would have had the novice
Very-
ECS line, Polar and RQT.
I
I'm
would have
very
played my
happy.
second game.
Yeah,
And we would have won.
Honestly,
We probably
that
would've
been a
won,
good
yeah.
game against Engage.
Frick, we're not going to drag people in just because that takes too long and it got convoluted last season. So if you have a question, just type in the text chat, and I can relay it.
I type it in the chat, and depending on what it is, we might answer it.
If you type it really fast, me and Doc.
Oh my God,
can
it's
can
Reborn.
go.
Reborn is our manager.
That is not Reborn.
Little
I
is
got baited.
typing.
It's
Wow.
Oh,
Reborn
no.
is our first pick.
Freaking.
Okay.
Whoa!
Dang. Little,
That's
why
not
wasn't I
true.
invited to the Lobsters press conference, huh?
I think me and Doc have to go now.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that outside of the main person, I actually really enjoyed the team, and I love everyone on the team.
Me-
and
I agree.
I'm friends
like
with
you
everyone
too,
on the
Doc.
team, even if we had a shit time. We had a shit time together, and all that
Yeah.
matters is the friends we made along the way. As corny as that
Exactly.
sounds.
Like
It's kind of
school.
rude to say that when the person is in here. Like, I know Pichu was hard to be on a team with.
Wait,
but you don't
what?
have to
Yeah,
be
that's
on
that's
here.
what I'm
No,
saying.
Jesus, actually
That's
fucking
freaking
unbearable.
gross.
Jesus Christ. Peachy
Wow.
bombs. Yeah, okay, I'm going. GG's, thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye. See you
Bye.
guys.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
That was kind of fricked up, but it's
God be gone.
Kind of real though.
I don't know if we'll get any other questions from the viewers, although actually, since Epic Shock is here, I can just list off his question, quote, how much do you bench? Which I get the reference.
I can carry a milk carton from the car to the fridge,
So
like
like
from groceries.
5
That's-
pounds.
And
Yeah.
How much is the bar? That's my question.
that's 50.
The bar.
I don't think I don't think I would be able to lift the bar.
35.
No,
Bar's
the
Oh,
35.
35?
I guess it
on the
depends.
type of bar.
45 most of the time.
45.
Okay, I would probably be able to lift the bar. That's it, and like probably like once or twice.
You know what? That's
Damn.
enough. Good
Ah.
job.
You're getting double benched by the kid in a wheelchair.
I can do 3 push-ups before I give up, so I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Corey hears it. It's like on my second one, I'm struggling.
Can
I
you
think-
can you get down and do some push-ups for us right now?
You see, I would if this one wasn't recorded. 2, there weren't men like to listen.
What?
Because that is
Okay.
weird.
What?
Because like if I'm groaning
Men.
to push up, that is weird. Men listen to that.
Well, then don't groan.
Stop. There are weird
Get
men.
better.
Close
Get
your
better.
mouth, man. I don't know.
But I think
Fine, Drake is not here.
It,
Yeah.
it doesn't even have anything to do with Cray. It's just a general
They
thing.
just have to circle it all back around. He's the beginning and the end of this team.
what I was gonna say is it kind of sucks that Craig isn't here or Gabe, the two people that could have a bench off. I remember one
I
time in
think Gabe can bench more.
yeah, he can 100%. But I remember in tier list discussion one time, Gabe was talking about that for some reason, and Creo was like, "You should talk to Craig about that sometime. I think he lifts too, or he lifts too." And I was like, "He knows. He does not want to talk to him." Because another thing was like Gabe was our backup main tank, but he also did some like coaching too, and that was not a good idea because he would say stuff to
Yeah.
Craig, and Craig
Craig didn't like that.
like Gabe said something 100% correct about ball comp, and Craig, his response was so bad that Gabe just left mid conversation. Like,
Yeah.
See, I'm petty
Yeah.
enough where I just continue saying shit like that to piss off Craig.
Acri, you don't get it, man.
You are here.
Bro,
It's
I
like
had
a-
to
you
coach
had to be
fucking
there.
Greek, Shinsei, Ceased, Silver Talls, all them on like
What's wrong with
Oh,
Silver
Silver
Mid?
Tall.
Yeah,
No,
Silver
his
Tall
positioning
sucks
on Zen
ass.
is shit, or at least it was shit back in Flex Cup
He's
season
Silver Mid. It's supposed to be.
no, his
2.
position was bad on double cap too. The only reason that team won is because their main support was really good and told him where to go.
That's right, you hard pocketed the hell out of him.
Yeah,
I remember pointing that out to him in DMs in the beginning of season 4. I'm like, bro, the only reason you're living is because you're getting hard pocketed.
Yeah.
Okay, well
That's so cool.
that is pretty much all of the questions.
Wow. I wonder why they're all related to one thing.
And
That's
literally
so
everyone
weird.
was curious about the exact same thing. So
That's so
in particular,
funky.
if y'all have any like closing statements, final thoughts about the team, the floor is
Acri,
yours.
do you have any questions?
You have no idea how many questions I submitted for this. Like
Really?
a good 80% of the questions for all the press conferences are me. Like all the
So
ones
we
that
already-
sounded smart were me.
So like what was your draft
Oh,
plan
you
going into
typed
this
how-
season?
Yeah.
You typed how is didn't.
Oh,
No.
I wish Kernmaster
I
was
had a
here.
stroke trying to read that.
I'm
let
glad
alone-
Grandmaster isn't here.
What?
Yeah, because if Kern
Well-
was here, he wouldn't shut up about Craig probably.
I mean, y'all didn't either, so.
Well, I meant
Yeah.
because
I think he would have it like all combined.
I meant because at first he was gonna have his own team, and then it ended up that there weren't enough players.
God. I'm gonna have a whole rant about that tomorrow for the staff press conference. Come to that if you want to see me talk for like 3 hours, but
Yes.
Ooh,
please.
I think it's raining tomorrow, so my internet will be out, just like Scrim.
By the way, I know we were talking about the question you submitted about the draft plan. I just want to go back and say, to my own like disrespect, I did not like that was my draft plan. The team that I drafted was my draft plan, guys. Like I didn't
the
get sniped. I
perfect
didn't flip.
draft.
Yeah,
The
call me
first-
Chef Zombie. But yeah, like it just didn't turn out. It's whatever. We go
I
again.
think if we drafted Reborn, we honestly win.
Yeah, Reborn on main tank.
I would love to see Reborn and Craig on the same team.
Gee, he got drafted 4th round. Jesus.
Yeah, I think he was gonna be my next pick after Luca because I wanted to get like, I got my top main tank prospect, and then I wanted to get Doc because I was surprised he was still there, and then Luca because, like, Luca and Rocket were the flex supports that I wanted. By the way, Gabe just responded back and said that he benches 315. So
Yeah, he can bench more than that.
All right, Craig, put
On a
315 on the
good day.
bar and then DM us
Yeah.
a video of it. We want to see.
What color? What color
I
is
highly
whose
doubt he's
Bugatti? Craig?
Wait,
I don't know.
Craig,
Craig,
yeah,
Clear?
Wait,
no, no, no. Craig
Craig
says
my
top
first-
G, so it goes this Bugatti.
When we won our first game, Craig put out a tweet that showed his peak, so we can check that. We have ontological records.
Wait, hold on, let me go look.
I forgot what I was gonna say,
good.
so maybe it wasn't important.
Okay, I have a question. Who wins, Pokemon or Lions?
Dude,
Oh
the
my
Pokemon, dude. It could
Dude.
literally just be the legendaries. You're so.
It doesn't
dumb.
even have to be all of them. It could just be
The
like
li-
2.
The
Anyone who
Lions
says
already
Lions are
won.
dumb.
No,
Panera,
Lions
shut
already won.
up.
They already won. There's no
That-
Pokemon on
That
Earth.
was a whole topic in one of our scrims. I had it deafened because I got a headache from like everyone arguing about it.
It was hilarious.
It was
went
so
on for
bad.
at least an hour.
It was the whole map. Like it was like tickled a bit like before that map, but when we got to like an Oasis map, it was the entire map.
That was an awesome map.
That was great.
I wanted to cry.
And then we ratioed Clairvoyant.
Oh my god, my mom's on the way
Oh,
home.
is that the same fucking?
A ground beef quesadilla.
We
Oh,
had
yeah.
I'm actually-
the
I'm
absolute
actually kind of
weirdest
surprised there's no
DMs
questions
from that
about
person.
Wait, they DM'd you?
Someone
Wait,
did.
what?
I forget. We get the weirdest fucking DMs. Complaining. Or just
So-
about that scrim.
I
don't think it
think
was from
I already
Clairvoyant.
I
Oh, the-
DM'd like staff and somebody else about it, but just to make it clear to anybody that doesn't know, we like 5 minutes before our scrim, we had like 3 starters and 3 people that couldn't show up, and I was like, okay, we're just gonna have a fun scrim. We had 5 supports in and Creamer 26, and we won the first round of Lijiang, and I was like, okay, we'll just play with this because we're on the level of them. Then we were like doing a little bit of typing in chat, like not even egoing, just like the funny random stuff
Just
that like
silly
I
stuff.
Toasty Toast does.
Yeah.
And then I left, and apparently they
It
were
devolved.
getting rolled. No, it didn't even devolve, I don't think, because we were still doing fine. We lost every map, but it was kind of close. And then they got mad and tweeted like, "Don't scrim beach ball. Don't do that. Don't ever scrim them because they're gonna troll. They're gonna off roll. They're gonna spam
not
invite you to
We're gonna
groups."
To
spam
all
invite.
managers, don't
Yeah.
Do
book
not
with
book with Beach
beach
Ball.
ball.
None of that was real. Just TLDR. None of that was real. It was
Yeah,
out of
we didn't
proportion
Spam
completely.
invite. I wasn't there, but I
I
know that we
forget.
did.
I got
was
invited
it?
to a group before we started inviting them, and then we invited one person once.
And it was on accident because I think Gabe was trying to see like their
Yeah.
profile.
Oh yeah.
So
I think it was
It, like-
Abraxas who was venting about Clairvoyant in admin chat. They were saying like they're so weird, and I was like, okay, I don't care. None of this is relevant. They're not complaining about being 0. We're good.
Oh yeah, it's this. Too many managers don't book with Beach Ball unless you want your players being spam invited, your players being insulted in match chat, other teams off-rolling permanently after first map after losing. Any attempt to get them to be serious responded to with, quote, lol, it's a joke, end quote.
That was the best ratio of my career.
Dude, that's the best thing ever. It has 145 likes.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Banger tweet.
All
Yeah,
of
we had
League Zero
fun.
liked that almost. That's crazy.
We had a little bit of fun, a wee bit of trolling, but
Corey and I were on like adrenaline after that. We like rolled comp games after that.
yeah. And then we came down to reality because that was right before playoffs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the depression hit.
And he
Dude,
got
Peachy-
rolled and forfeited.
Do you remember that scrim before playoffs where it was just like me, you, and I can't remember who else it was, and like 3 coaches?
It was just staff.
in?
Yeah, that's the Pokemon and Lion scrim.
It was that what that one was?
Yeah.
That
Yes.
was awesome. That was a great scrim. I wish I would have recorded that whole 2 hours. I
wanted to
it's
leave.
Amazing. It was
I was
awesome.
getting
Okay.
such a bad
We
headache.
brought
'cause
up some great points.
I wanted to
Dude.
leave because Cole and Kern can argue like no other bitches can
It's so
argue.
funny.
Mom and Dad were fighting in the
Yeah,
VC.
it honestly gave me a headache. I just like deafened. I couldn't listen to them because at first they were arguing, and then it went into the Pokemon versus Lions thing. Oh my god.
You know why?
Hey,
It's
Peach, you,
It's because Elizu's a critic and then Kern is an artist.
No,
I'm biased.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. Elizu will like be half trolling, half serious, and like kind of messing around, and Kern will take him seriously. We've
Yeah.
talked about this many times. Kern takes him seriously way too much, so Kern thinks that it's an argument that he has to go back in, and Cole's just trolling.
Yeah, like or I don't know. I don't want to talk about Clear when he's not here.
Clear.
But it was a thing between like Kern, Cole, and Clear. It was funny, but it would perfectly like replicate what we're trying to talk about. But I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about other people's business
Yeah.
unless it's one of my teammates. I don't really care about them.
Yeah, we know.
All
We know.
right. I think that's pretty much everything, unless someone has a burning final statement.
how was your day?
My day? I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow on the staff press conference. I'm just
Okay.
asking questions. I'm not here for statements.
You know what's a statement? If I played main tank from the start, Beach Ball would have a ring. I don't know.
I think I would cry
Yeah,
even
ring.
A
more.
ring pop.
Ring.
Or we'd have a ring. No, we'd have a ring on the schedule because we'd be 0-7.
That's a good one.
All right. Well,
Um,
anyways, thank you.
Wait,
all for...
Wait,
sorry,
okay, okay.
Me too.
I have one
after.
more. I will say this. No offense to my previous managers, some of which are my friends. Besides your draft point, Corey, you're actually probably my favorite manager I've ever played under. So.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Oh yeah,
I
brownie
think that
points.
Corey actually like really genuinely cared about the team's success and like actually tried really fucking hard to make us like the best. And
Even
I
though
don't
there were
know, I
some
think-
hurdles
yeah, it was some very very large, very very tall hurdles.
that could
but,
bench a lot.
Okay, not very tall.
Yeah, very very short, very short.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
like-
very mediocrely.
like maybe a 5'8"
Very
hurdle, I don't know.
average.
Yeah.
They could
This,
bench a lot though. That hurdle was fucking strong.
It was a beefy hurdle.
You mentioned 135. Damn. Holy shit.
Going-
Alright, anyway.
Going directly off what Panera said, I was just gonna say I don't know who even watches these, but like just to you guys, it was really awesome to manage and everything. But as you could probably tell, that was kind of draining on me. So I'm probably not gonna manage for a while. But I'm glad that you guys were on my last team that I managed for a little bit because it was fun. Aside from
The very strong
You know.
hurdle.
yeah, strong hurdle. But yeah, like I'm not gonna make it twit longer, but like I'll probably say something on our server. But like yeah, everybody on this team is really cool. If you're drafting people in another league, like anybody that's watching or anybody in the community, look for these people because they're really good. Don't draft Crake though. Unless I'm managing
Unless-
a different team, then draft Crake. Do it.
I mean, unless you want like a fun season of like hatred and anger, go ahead.
A roller coaster. It was never boring. It was never boring, guys.
We should make like a variation of that.
Oh my god, my
that-
parents
that-
are home
that-
with food. Bye,
That
guys.
beat.
Bye.
Bye.
Good discussion.
All right.
Bye.
Well, cool.
Priorities.
That- All right. Yeah. You can end it off there. It doesn't matter. Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you all
I-
for watching. And all,
I
whatnot.
genuinely thought Pichu was 28 until the end of the season.
What?
Holy
Oh, hey, whoa.
Nah, dude.
Someone-
She's
Someone
like
said Pichu
fucking-
was 28, and I just
17,
believed
18.
it.
No.
I think maybe we
I
can
just
end off with
believed
that now.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
That is forever saved in the
Cut it right
annals
there.
of history. Anyways, thank you all for showing up. Thanks to anyone who watched in the audience. Hope anyone watching that's after the fact on YouTube enjoyed the